Today on BRStv, we're going to answer the most common questions we receive on dry rock for use in saltwater aquariums. Hi, I'm Ryan RT Turner, and your host today on this episode of BRStv. Dry rock has become extremely popular because it's pest-free and ultra-affordable. The Pukani in particular is ridiculously porous, has one of the best weight-to-size ratios, and comes in incredible shapes. Today, we'll cover the top 5 questions related to dry rock in general, starting with, will dry rock ever become live rock? It absolutely will. The main thing that makes rock live is the live bacteria which filters your tank for you. This type of bacteria will populate on its own, and in fact, there's basically nothing you can do to prevent this from happening. Once there's a food source, like fish food or waste, they will begin populating the rock immediately. You can speed this process up with booster products like BIO-Spira and live sands, particularly the Ocean Direct brand, which has naturally occurring bacteria. Does dry rock really ensure I won't have any pest organisms in the tank? No, but it severely limits the chances of introducing them. Live rock is likely the single largest source of the widest variety of unwanted pests. It is possible to completely avoid a vast majority of these by using a rock which has been dried. After that, it's up to you. If you are really careful and inspect the corals you put in the tank, it is certainly possible to avoid all the common pests every reefer complains about. Does it take longer to cycle the tank when using dry rock? It can take a couple weeks longer, but this can be compensated for with the use of live sand or bacterial booster products we just mentioned. The thing is, bacteria grows rapidly. 25,000 makes 50, 50,000 makes 100, 100,000 makes 2, and it's not long before millions can rapidly become billions. Will coralline algae grow on dry rock? Absolutely, as long as you add an initial source, like a bit that comes in on the bottom of a coral or on a single piece of live rock. You can speed the process up a bit by scraping it off a rock so it spreads around quicker and scraping the coralline off the glass frequently. You can see here in this tank, we went from 0 to almost complete coverage pretty quickly. Keep in mind that the best way to get coralline algae to grow in any tank is to maintain the proper calcium and alkalinity. Is curing the rock any different than with live rock? Not really. The dry Fiji and Pukani come from the exact same places as the live versions. Both will have some organic material that should be broken down before adding the rock to the tank. The organics will break down into nutrients like phosphate and nitrate. This is commonly misinterpreted as the rock leaching nutrients when it isn't the rock itself doing this. It's actually just the organics like dead or dying algae and sponges on the surface. Since none of us want to start a brand new tank with excess nutrients, it is wise to cure any new rock, wet or dry. More or less, this is just removing as much material as you can by hand or hose and soaking it in heated salt water with good flow and no light for a month or 2. It is likely that bacterial booster products will help speed this process up. If you're wise enough to take this step, the rock should be cycled when you're done and ready to be added to a new tank with fish shortly after. If you have any questions of your own, or you're interested in what other people are saying, ask them in the comments area down below, and don't forget to subscribe. We always get excited to see what everybody has to say. If this is your first time with us, give us a thumbs up and then subscribe. See you all next week with another episode of BRStv.